And we're live.
We're back. Farm is back. We took a hiatus. Taylor won 100K, so he's like, you know what? I'll take a couple of days off to celebrate.
Yeah.
No, honestly, there was a wedding, so we couldn't do it. So we just really wanted to jump on and victory lap, obviously. So we weren't able to, and Taylor especially, which is funny that he won and just disappeared into the ether. But we're excited. I mean, listen, I thought I had a good week. I won 16. Won the single entry, won a 55, 16K, great week, obviously. And anyone wants that week. And then you top it off with a 100K win in the 888. Just snap. You played defense. Listen, you won this 888 with 127 points. Like last night, that doesn't even sniff the cash line.
Yeah, generally speaking, we talked to this, but like I think even across like golf, like I'm better at sports where like it's low scoring. Now I'm better on slates where it's low scoring because I do feel like the higher scoring slates, you need the guys that put up 40, like in MLB, like if you don't have like, if there's multiple guys that put up 40 points like last night, you have to have them. And so sometimes those type of builds lend to be like 1-1-1-1-2s. And like when a 5-3 wins, it's more likely I can win that because I'm building the traditional stacks. I don't get caught up in trying to pick the exact player in every team because that's where like you'll lose money long term. And I think that's why like
it's so to do. The best player on the best offense in any given night, say the best offense puts up 10, the best player can go for 4, right? It's simple as that.
Yeah.
And what you did is you built a classic 5-3. And then another thing you did that was interesting, I think, is that you kind of faded more of the high run pitching, right? So you got good pitching, and you got some of the best pitchers blown up. That's why we saw a lower score. And listen, because I knew you did well because I did pretty like 22nd in a single entry with one of the Brian Wu, one of those pitchers that got blown up. And I was like, man, we're at the wedding. I was like, I think you might be doing okay in the 888. And you like, and it's just like, whenever you can pull a sixer, this is what Taylor and I like. We have all these farm analogies. Obviously, we live on a farm, but whenever we look at these from a PGA lens, like that's a major. He won a major. The Masters is the Millie, right? He's a one-time major winner. So I've won a couple KFTs, but I'm not a major winner.
Yeah, we've won a couple like 50s, 25s. I think also what we do that we're not like if we're doing 8-8s, we're doing 1. We're not like we're not maxing out those builds. We're not maxing out the 15s. You said it in the post, but it's asymmetric upside. It's like, oh, you will never like. I guess yes, technically you could hit a $1,000 bet for 100K, but that is such a long odds. But like when you're competing against 300 people to win $100,000, it's a lot easier if you stick to your strategy and theory of how to build DFS. And we've been doing it for a decade too. Like there's some longevity in us. It's like, oh, we understand that it's not like a bad week doesn't mean that your process is bad. Just stick to the process and it'll end up in results. And we've seen that in NFL too. Like,
and me and you battle. Listen, we're very much different players, and there's something interesting about us. Like we like to compete. Like I won 16. It's like fuck you. You know what I mean? I won 16, and then you won 100. So which is cool. But
I'm going to win the slate every night. So it's like if you beat me, I mean, like last night was a good night because I played the Dodgers, right? And they put up 15, and I had the guys you had to have. I mean, I'm trying to beat everyone, right? You're playing against people, you're not playing against the house, which is why DFS is fun. And the betting aspect is also fun because you can throw a couple like home run parlays together. And obviously you can look for like more strategic spots of just to build the bankroll. And I think we use betting that way a lot. We use betting to kind of build the bankroll and then take these shots in these large field or these small field tournaments with the high ticket value. And again, we don't play them often. We're not like dumping in $1,000 every day. We're like, it's like a couple $100, right? Like, and if it's not a slate we like, we won't even do that. We'll do like a couple teams.
And you play differently than me. So I'm always a guy. I always have skin in the games. Taylor will take, Taylor he'll hit home runs.
I mean, earlier this year, it's like I put $60 in and won. I mean, it's like 17 grand. It's like that. You cannot to put $60 on a bet and hit 17 grand. It's like that is nearly impossible to do. Yeah, it can be done, and like you've seen these bet slips, but that is such a low EV play in terms of betting. But in DFS, it's not that way.
Dude, we have, and me and you both, I mean, there's something we do agree upon. Like we have psychotic behaviors. Like I'll show you in a second. As we talk about Jordan Walker, I'll show you my underdog exposure just because I know you like Jordan Walker today. Like we are borderline psych. When we make a stand, it's just like both of us have this behavior. We'll make stands, right? If we're doing the 8-8, we'll just tie everything, up in a nice bow. And if we lose, we get 0. But if we win, you get that upside. Yeah,
we talk about that. It's like, I'm not going to place a lot of slates, but when I do place, it's like in the top 5. Just I mean, and I'm okay with it.
You won 100K. I mean, that's absolutely, people train for that and they don't get it. But let's talk about the slate. So we have 6 games?
Yeah, 6 games.
And this is the early 1 o'clock slate. We're gonna
Yeah.
focus on that to kick off, just because as we dial it in, we're gonna do these at least 3 to 4 times a week. Focus on the bigger slates. I know Thursday is generally a slower day. We want to talk a little bit golf too, but because you and I both have had a lot of success in baseball, we want to just jump on and just continue this process. So I will kick it off. I'll be once again using Baseball Savant and the StatCast metrics there to follow what we like, what we don't like. And once again, some of this you have to use with the eye test. Watch baseball, watch the game, enjoy the game, see what these guys are doing. And sometimes you can catch a little thing before even the numbers are showing you, right? Because some of StatCast lags a little bit, so you're not seeing the most current, what's happening currently, right? So
and it's like, it's hard. You have to parse the data to look for like recent trend to some degree, Dylan.
And just assumptions of what they've done in previous seasons, right? We see certain guys that is this first quarter of the season actually who they are now, or is it just going to regress one way or the other? So let's jump into the slate. So first game on the slate, I have Yuri Perez versus Gosman. The Marlins at the Blue Jays. I'll let you kick us off here. I think you have obviously Gosman's in play.
Yeah. I mean, I like both pitchers, honestly. I mean, I'm a Yuri Perez best ball guy as well, but I think he's got upside. Toronto's lineup, I mean, we've went back and forth a little bit. They're a little healthier. It's like the guys like Jesus Sanchez and like Ernie Clement hitting right now, but they have professional hitters, right? Like George Springer's back. Obviously, Vlad Guerrero is like such a hit tools guy, but like he's like not been hitting for power this year. But at 7.5, I don't think Yuri Perez is the worst play in the slate. On a 6-gamer, he would be maybe like a 2B, 2A option. I think there's better. Yeah. In like 2 pitcher builds, I just prefer other guys. And that one of those other guys is Kevin Gausman. Miami can be pesky at times, but like Kevin Gausman has just shown elite strikeout stuff when he's got it together. And like, I mean, I just feel like 20 points is probably the floor here. And I think he's upside for 30. And on a 6-game slate, I don't want to avoid that. The second half, the Miami Marlins offense is not very good. And like, I don't know who they're going to roll out, but there's a lot of strikeouts still. I think in like a single entry build, I wouldn't get to Yuri Perez, but I do think he's like a $15 large fill GPP play, because I think he could even outdo Gosman here. He's got the talent, like he's got potential in his skill set, but he's just very volatile, and I just don't think you need it on this slate. With that said, because I have interest in the pitchers too, I won't play any bats. I do like the various, I think I'm more of a Toronto. I mean, like I like someone like Owen Casey. I like some of those guys as well. But like, if I had to lean towards an offense, it would be Toronto here against your Perez, just given the volatility. But yeah, it's Gausman for me. He's a priority play. He'll probably make most of my builds.
Yeah, I'll keep this short. Gausman in play. I think the Blue Jays are a little bit better than you do as of right now. I think they are a pesky offense. I mean, Yuri Perez is just doesn't have his stuff right now. I mean, it's there and it's not there. It's just like ending to ending is so variable. Everything works off of Gausman's fastball, right? He's 53% four-seam usage. If that's playing, he's going to punch guys out. He's going to go right after him. The biggest problem with Gausman is sometimes he can get hit around, right? He's using that fastball over 50% of the time. Sometimes he just gets hit pretty hard and can have really bad innings. But he's also the type of guy that can go 7 or 8 innings and just, if you didn't play him, ruins your slate. So Gausman, there's 3 pitchers I think, as far as high dollar entry you want to focus on today. Gausman is one of those 3. We'll get to the other 2 in the other games, but yeah, Gausman's definitely on the short list of top pitchers on the slate. I'm not going to play Yuri. I'm a believer in the Toronto offense, but I'm just going to, once again, confidence on this game that it has a piece you need to have 6 or 7, and that's just all Gausman. The offense, I don't think you need either offense. So
yeah.
All right, let's go to the next game. Definitely can get some bats in this game. We have the Lizard King himself, Miles Mikolas versus Big Rig, ECU legend, Gavin Williams. Gavin Williams just absolutely shoves. I'll start here. The guy's an absolute menace at times, just striking out everyone. He has these starts where he loses it and walks a lot of guys in his StatCast. He gives up some hard hits, but he has a 30% strikeout rate and a low walk rate. That's going to play, right? He gets barreled and he gets hit hard, but he goes right after guys, right? He's a 5-pitch pitcher, pretty spread, 4-seam sweeper, curve. Those are his main 3. But the guy's got absolutely electric stuff, and he has the potential to strike out 10 in every start he plays. So at 8.5, I think you just have to play him. He's the second pitcher in that 3-pitcher tandem I think you really have to focus on. And as far as bats go, you have to be interested in Cleveland here. Like against Mikolas, the Nationals have a terrible bullpen. Mikolas is just not special. His StatCast suggests that as well. He's just an average pitcher at best. And the problem with that is Cleveland offense up and down just hits. All these guys hit, right? They're just a professional team, right? There's no holes in their team, and that's what lends me to think that I want to lean into them as the 5-man. If I'm, in the single entry in the 3-3-3 today, I want to focus around them, and maybe we can get some lower on bats. I know you like Stephen Kwan, who's been slumping, but getting these bats in the lineup where people are not going to play them, and that's how you get a different 5-man. Cleveland's not sneaking by anyone. They're going to be 15 to 20% owned. A lot of their Jose is going to be at least 20% owned on this slate. You just want to focus your priority on the stack, right? Once again, we talked about this. A team can put up 10, and it might not be any Jose, right? So you can build a 5-man, leave Jose out, and that's how we get different. So for me, this is game's absolute priority. It's a 10. For me, I think there's going to be pieces in this game you have to have. As far as the Nationals go, Big Rig, he's my guy. I'm not playing against him. But I see the merit, right? He gets hit hard. James Wood could absolutely rock him in this spot, hit a home run for sure. But they just platoon too many guys. So, like, if the ins and out of the lineup, I can't trust it. James Wood's really the guy I can trust there. But I know Dylan Cruz is back up. Thank God for my best ball bags. I'm glad he's back. But yeah, for me, it's just going to be completely Cleveland side, Cleveland stack, Big Rig. So what you got?
Yeah, so I'm with you there. Obviously, Gavin Williams, he has a ton of upside. We have a soft spot being that he's an ECU boy, so we're going to play him on Slate. He's on, especially against a team like Washington that strikes out. Well, also in addition to that, I think Washington and the White Sox are two teams on group is like they're overperforming when you look at their numbers. Like they're overperforming across the board. And so I like that. Like if this was against the Dodgers, right? Like I wouldn't consider obviously let's just the Braves even like I think because there's volatility in Gavin, and so I fucked up that word.
But he's still cheap. Listen, I understand your point, but he's
still cheap. He's 8.5. So like there's definitely merit. I like him as well. Obviously, ton of best ball with him. I think, there's like the concern I have with Cleveland. I love Cleveland. I love Jose Ramirez because part of it's too is like he's been slumping a little bit too. So I think I don't know what the ownership will be. I don't think he's like had a big game in quite a while. So I think there's like there's merit to kind of just stacking this up in creative ways. You even have like Brian Rocchio who's been hitting well.
That's a former decent prospect in Rocchio.
Yeah, so
that you get as a wrapper on. He'll probably be 9. And you get the 9 with Bazan at the top. I like that.
And then you have like Kyle Manzard, just like guys that have pop and like hidden steal combos like Chase DeLauder. So like those type of guys done to me are party plays. And like obviously you mentioned the 6 game slate, they're going to be maybe the second and third highest owned. It just depends because people look at team totals quite a bit. And like this is not that. I think maybe it's the third or fourth on the slate out of the 12 teams. So I think maybe that could move some ownership somewhere else. But I think they smash here. Again, the concern is you're going to get 8 innings. So you want, what you really want 7 to 8 runs in those 8 innings because I think they won this game pretty handedly. But other than that, it's like Cleveland's going to be a priority. I think you can get creative. Wait to see the lineup and then like build your team once you have the lineup out and maybe get creative back end stacks. Just play some of the guys that are going to be lower. I want Stephen Kwan. I would love Stephen Kwan to be batting like 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
And then maybe
He's a guy that's not going to generally hit a home run. It's so funny because I played him on a 2 home run game last year, but he's a guy who can go 4 for 4. So no, I think you breathed on your camera and you fogged up, big guy. So,
yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix it, but get us to the next game. I don't think there's anything else from this game that
No, confidence 10. You're gonna have to have peace for this game. I'm pretty confident about that, and I sure will. So next game is I think we have Chad Patrick, which I really hope it's Chad Patrick because you definitely want to play against Chad. His underlines are not good. But we have the Cardinals, Dustin May in Milwaukee. This is gonna be before we jump into DFS, the Cardinals are an absolute smash bet for me today at plus 120. Like I just think they're the ace. Dustin May's been fine this year. Chad Patrick is just an overperformer, a guy I'm continuously get a stack against. His underlines are just not good. So this is absolutely a priority stack spot. I see a TBD on Statcast. On DraftKings, I still see Chad Patrick. So I'm hoping it's Chad Patrick. We don't get some monkeying around there. So listen, I wanted to show you this quickly too, because obviously, I'm a fan of the Cardinals. Jordan Walker is an absolute menace right now. And I just want to show you quickly, share my screen. Because some people might not believe that I have this much Jordan Walker. And it's absolute banana land. So let me show you really quickly the best ball shares. Can you see my screen?
Oh yeah, let me pull it up. Bang.
Look at that Jordan Walker exposure, folks. That's 82%. I think I did 57 teams. Kindred Spirits with Sam Sherman who won the Millie Maker, 57 teams, right? But 82% Jordan Walker is psychotic behavior, and that's the way I do it. I mean, you're going to see psychotic things with Jack Besh as well in NFL, but yeah. So, Jordan, I just wanted to show you that. You can go and take it down.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because that's the kind of psychotic stands I do like to make. But in this game, the Cardinals have been pesky. I mean, they're under like Alec Burleson, another ECU legend. Let's go. Pirates representing this pod. But JJ Weatherholt, right? Even Ivan Herrera, just an amazing hitting catcher. When you ever get a guy like this, like just playing because he's batting on a 2-hole, that's a good lineup. If Chad Patrick's on the mound, I know you like them a little bit more than me. I have a contrarian stack later on, but Cardinals are absolutely in play.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll play May. Obviously, the Brewers are a good team. Dustin May's fine. His underlines are fine as well. And I actually have a bit of him at best ball, and I think he's fine as like my SP8, right? But he's just okay. For me, it's just going to be a priority on the Cardinals for me. Once again, I'm not the type of person. I generally do not like to stack games of baseball. It's going to lean one way or the other for me. If I'm looking to build a team, a 5-3 is never going to come from one game. And there's some scenarios where I might do that, but generally it's going to be okay. Right now, with the Cardinals, the Guardians, and maybe one other team in the slate, that's where the majority of my exposure is going to come from. As far as the confidence in this game, I could see it being a 4 or 5. I like the Cardinals, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chad Patrick magicians his way through like he's been doing. But his underlines are just not good. So I pray we get him and not some other fill-in. So what do you got on this game?
Yeah, I really like St. Louis here. Chad Patrick is not very good. On the other side, I don't want to pick a Dustin either because I do feel like he's still got talent, and you see it in starts, right? And you never know what start. And I think he could easily go 6 innings here, give up 1 or 2 runs, and just cruise St. Louis to victory. And St. Louis's bullpen's been so good, so I think that's another reason to stay away from Milwaukee. Offensively, I love the Cardinals. They're expensive. Like Jordan Walker's 5'4". It's pretty pricey, but he's been kind of every bit of that this season. And then there's guys like Mason Wynn, who I kind of like. They have, sock and a shoe upside. Not the best bat profile this season, and maybe even long term is not going to be great. But I think he's just a somewhat contrarian piece on the offense, and he's cheap. And I think Ivan Herrera is just way too cheap. I think the numbers are continuing to improve, and the underlying statistics just showed that he's going to continue to get better. He's hitting the ball really well. It just really hasn't. I think some of it's been poor luck. So I like him a lot. I think he's probably the best catcher play in the slate. I know we're going to get the next game is probably going to be where a lot of ownership goes just because of the ballpark factor. And both the team totals in that next game are just I think they're higher than any other team.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, there's good bats from that game. But from this one in St. Louis side for me, I'll play neither pitcher. I guess you could potentially throw May in because he could go 6 innings to get the win here. Milwaukee's heating up though, and everyone's getting healthy, so that's pretty fair.
May's not in play in this slate. There's too many good pitchers. Do not play May. He just does not have the upside. But just to piggyback on Jordan Walker, I showed you my 82% exposure in underdog, but he still scares me in the sense of I feel like it's going to keep crashing. It's going to come crashing back down to earth. But he has so many outs. If you guys watch him play, he hits the ball so hard. I mean, he's been opposite field, and just his swing is so smooth right now. And on top of that, he runs. I mean, I think his top 1 percentile sprint speed. I mean, the guy's an absolute menace right now. So he gives you so many outs. If he goes 2 for 4, and steals a couple bags, there's so many outs, and he just hits the ball so damn hard. That, it's just for me. It's just I'm playing a fear game now, where I drafted him where he went undrafted in underdog a couple of occasions. Now it's you're paying a premium, but I think he's this guy, and this is who people projected him to be, and he took a match. I mean, I've never seen such a drastic leap forward year to year, right? Yeah. We're talking about him piddling now, just absolute bust. Now he's a monster. I mean, he's a top 10 bat in the league right now.
Yeah, so, he went to drive and it really helped him. I do think we saw already this season when he had a 10-game stretch where he was horrible. He struck out
all your best. I mean, Aaron Judge does that, right? So he's not Judge. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying guys go through bad stretches. But
I mean, look at Jose Ramirez right now. He's not. I mean, I don't think he's had a double-digit fantasy score in 15 games. It's been a long time since he's been a
notorious slow starter. But
with that said, he's got 20 steals. I mean, he's may lead the league in steals this season. So another reason that I like Jose.
And you don't talk about streaks. I don't believe in streaks. I don't think because the guy's hitting, he's going to hit again. But confidence is real. When you're going up there swinging and I think Jordan Walker struggled with that a little bit. Now he has all the confidence in the world to just trust his swing, trust in all the tools he has, and leaning into that has really helped him. And he's built confidence, right? You can see when guys lose their confidence, they're just not comfortable. I mean, this is happening to Lawrence Butler. Lawrence Butler's in a platoon role, and we're gonna get to him in the next game, so that just segues in there. But he's just a platoon player right now. He just has no confidence at the plate. And one of the guys I have stands in best ball. Butler's one of those guys, and just no confidence at the plate. I'm hoping it turns around. But let's go ahead and jump into that game, though. We have Logan Gilbert versus Jeffrey Springs. This is the game you were mentioning, high total starter health.
Yep. I think it's like 9.5. So you got, and I think it's like pretty much a pick. I think maybe Seattle's like slightly favored. I haven't really looked at the line closely, but
Yeah, so this is a game where it's going to be cross my fingers and just hope it doesn't kill me, but it's just an X-off.
yeah.
Gilbert hasn't been good. He's better than he's been. I'm sure of that. I'm sure he's a better pitcher than he's shown so far this season. And I think Jeffrey Springs, by the underlying and baseball looks fine. I mean, he's not special, right? The Mariners, surprisingly enough, have struggled against left-handed pitching. Excuse me. So I really don't like them in this spot. And I know they're going to be a popular stack on the road in a good hitting ballpark. But for me, it's just going to be an X-off. I understand how this game beats me, but I'm just not going to play it and just hope. Once again, 6-game slate, trying to isolate the build. Not going to be here. But I totally understand. Good park. Pitchers that have been shaky. For me, I'm going to pass. What about you?
Yeah. I think it is like the mini core spot today. So like a lot of ownership will flock there. Again, the team total. People they've leaned into the higher team totals. To your point, Logan Gilbert, like the underlying suggests he'll be better than he's been. Not prime Logan Gilbert per se. But I think you could actually play him at 8K. I think there's like some interest there. The Athletics still strike out. Like there's I don't think you can completely cross him off the pitcher board. And then coming back, Jeffrey Springs is actually pretty solid as well. And Seattle has been picking up offensively. They're not as good against lefties, right? Which is a concern. And they still like don't seem to put it all together. Like there's like, it's like they won me all that money. So I gotta give them a little love, but I'm not going to go back here. I think to your point, I'm going to fade this spot, but this game could totally turn out to be like 10-7. You're like, fuck, dude, I needed Shea Langoliers. I needed Nick Kurtz, but this is not a spot I'm going to go to. And I'm going to be scared watching it because there's probably going to be some offensive.
Yeah. Let me disagree with you in one sense. You just don't play Logan Gilbert. Don't play pitchers in this game. There's too many good. There's 3 clear-cut pitchers above the rest. Don't get cute. Pitching, I tell you this all the time. Pitching, you never win at pitching. You lose at pitching, right? You lose because your pitcher puts up -5 points, right? Like let's just say the 3 top pitchers on the slate that are very clear-cut put up 15. That's fine. You're gonna win at bats if your stacks hit. These guys have so much risk.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm gonna say here. So Logan Gilbert's 8K, right? There's a world in which Gavin Williams comes out today and puts up 1 point. And we saw that this happened to he could put up -2 points. We've seen that this season from him. And at a site like a couple $100 cheaper, you could play Logan Gilbert who puts up 25, and that could be the difference in $100,000 for somebody. And that's what I mean.
Yeah, listen, I understand that, but like my confidence that that's going to happen is so like Gavin Williams is so much of a better strikeout pitcher right now. Like Gavin can give up 6 runs and still strike out 10, and you're like, well, I didn't win because of him, but I didn't lose because of him.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is I don't think I wouldn't like if you're building multiple like $15 teams, I think you could be like, okay, I'm just gonna swap Gavin for Gilbert on this one team. You really like the offensive, you know what I'm saying? I think there's like some.
I understand. I'm isolating high dollar entries. Yeah. For me, it's just gonna be I'm rotating those 3 pitchers at the top. Those guys have the highest upside for me. But I understand it's just like you cannot play every pitch on the slate and don't do it, right? If you want to win, it's like play those, isolate your pool. Maybe it's 4 pitches you like. You rotate those guys, and then you build your stacks. And you make a stand. Don't play everyone, because if you play everyone at 10%, you're going to lose.
Agreed. Nothing else out here. This will be mostly fade. Obviously, you know what you get into, or fading like the best ballpark on the slate. So
this is a game. I want to talk about this game now. We have the Giants versus the D-backs. Obviously, in the Bay Area, this is a part that's not conducive to home runs whatsoever. But I do like an offense in this game, and I'll let you guess. So we have Trevor McDonald on the bump for the Giants, and we have Soroka on the bump for the Diamondbacks. Who do you think I like in this game?
I'm guessing you like San Francisco, which is crazy. Because Soroka is like actually decent. But
listen, I'm just not a believer in Soroka. I think he's just not that good, and his underlyings are just average at best, right? 24% strikeout rate, 6% walk rate's fine. The guy has shown some propensity this year, but I'm kind of working off a long term. I just don't think he's that good. Still giving up a decent amount of barrel rate, right? Not strong in that range there. But I just think the Giants guys. There's pieces there that hit the ball really hard that are not going to be on.
Yeah.
For example, you have obviously everyone knows Devers. Devers is going to be the piece played, but Bryce Eldridge is just tearing the cover off the baseball. I mean, he strikes out, right? But the guy's a menace at first base. Casey Schmidt has been amazing, right? It's just a catcher. Yeah. Like these type of guys, you can get them 5% or less owned on this slate against Roken, and a part where people are not going to flock to, as Taylor mentioned. They're going to go to the Sutter Health Field in Sacramento, I believe is where it's at. But for me, it's the Giants. I think the Giants are absolutely sneaky play. you have a catcher. I think what's his name? If it's Jesus, it's fine. But I actually prefer Susik. Susik can run a little bit as well. I think I'm going to get my catcher in this game. They're definitely going to make a big build for me. They're one of the 3 teams I'm going to stack. Right, like, it could easily be Guardians, Giants for me, my main team. The Cardinals are in consideration there, but for me, I think the Giants can be low owned, and they're absolutely a priority for me today. As far as the confidence in this game, you're going to need to have it. It's maybe a 2 or a 3. Like, I'm playing the Giants as a contrarian piece, but this is a part that lends to lower scoring games. Soroka's been fine, so I'm sure there's not going to be a lot there. And on the other side, McDonald's not special, but it's really just Corbin Carroll and Kettle Marte you're worried about there. So I'm not playing those guys. I'm not playing the Diamondbacks. So. Yeah. Giants are passing me. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I understand it, right? That is going to be a contrarian offense on this. I mean, they're probably going to be like the second and third lowest owned, right? Just an offense that hasn't been very good. Yeah. So if you stack them up and you get that spot right, you're going to be kind of ahead of the field there. I think there's to me, there's probably more merit in playing Soroka, just given San Francisco's offensive struggles. But you do have good, it's like the flip side is like there is, pieces in the team that can provide a lot of DFS upside, even if their numbers don't suggest on a day-to-day basis that they're providing real value to the team. McDonald's been solid too. I think I like stacking against these guys who did have former pedigree, then kind of fell off, and McDonald kind of fits that build. But I think you could at 7-2 is somewhat interesting as well. I think both pitchers to me are more interesting than that.
Case for every pitcher on this slate.
Yeah, it's like I think it is there's quite a few good pitchers on the slate. Honestly, that's why I like.
Listen, there's no one with a strikeout upside of the top 3. There's no one that can match Gausman. We'll get to the next guy.
Is pretty close.
There's no one that can match Christopher Sanchez. There's no one that can match Gavin Williams. It's just the nuts and bolts of it. You can say, oh, this pitcher's he's fine on a slate where there's not top end arms. Play a top end arm and you'll be happy. There's Christopher Sanchez put up 50 points. You have to play a top end arm or you're dead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so this is just where we're different. I understand, on a slate where there is no pitching, maybe you could take a stab on these guys, but
there's obviously to me both these pitchers are in play. It's in San Francisco, and both offenses can be anemic at times, and both these pitchers have shown 25-point upside. This is not one at 7-2 and 7-7. There is I would say there's a 2 to 3. I mean, a 10% chance that one of these guys is on the winning team too. Because
far less than 10%. Yeah, far less. We're just saying percentages, but for me, listen, a great game from one of these guys is 25 points. A great game from Christopher Sanchez or Gavin Williams or Gausman is 45 to 50 points. The upside is not even comparable, right? So it's and you're getting these guys, these top end pitchers in decent matchups. So for me, it's an absolute.
I just think both these matches are pretty good. But I get it.
It's the movable object against the stoppable force, right? It's which is gonna fall, and that's why I kind of like the bats. Is for me, Soroka's a movable object. He's not a particularly talented arm. I don't see him shove it in this spot. So for me, it's maybe I can get a sneaky giant stack. Going to be a little bit underowned and just play the top pitching. So, and that's what I'm going to do. But
it's a big game for me. I'm hoping the pitchers do serviceable enough not to be on the winning team, and the bats do nothing in return.
Yeah. So let's jump into the last game. We have Christopher Sanchez versus Walker Buehler. This is another game. I mean, Christopher Sanchez is 11K, but he's worth every dollar of it. It's for me, you have a clear Christopher Sanchez, and then you have such a long drop to Gausman at 8.8 and Gavin at 8.5. For me, it's just it's tough to get to Sanchez, and I think he will be lower owned because of that. And part of me just wants to play him on the main build at the high dollar stuff because I think he might get a little less ownership than Gavin or Gausman. It has more upside. He's got the upside the way he throws. Obviously, he strikes a lot of guys out, but he can get through a complete game, and he's shown that multiple times. So I like him as his upside. The Padres are a tough lineup at the top, but they strike out a lot. So he's the type of guy you can see him striking out 12, 13 in this spot. And if you get a little bit of a ownership leverage compared to Gavin and Gausman, love that.
Sanchez would be the highest owned pitcher on the slate.
Listen, I disagree. I think based on just we'll see. We'll get back on the. Let me finish because the bats and the bats you want today, there's gonna be guys you can spend. I mean, people are gonna like Philly. Schwarber, people are gonna like. I mean, Buehler's not good. It's a pitcher's park. We all know that, but. Christopher Sanchez is so much more expensive. He's more cost prohibitive. We saw this the other day. Who helped me win that single entry? I think it was Cam Schittler. He was 1,000 more than everyone else, and people just pivoted down to the other guys like Gavin and these guys in that range where they could afford more bats, and that happens all the time. You see the top end arm get squeezed, although he is the best play Gavin and Gosman are not that much different. No one would be surprised if Gosman and Gavin both beat Christopher Sanchez, and that's an important thing to know. So you're like, whoa, I'll just save $3,000, and a lot of people are going to think that way. So I couldn't disagree more that he's going to be the highest owned. Gavin at 8.5. It's just Gavin.
It won't even be close, and this is the reason This is the reason it won't even be close in ownership. This is and people that play just casual DFS will look at the game log. Christopher Sanchez's last 4 starts are 26, 51, 30, and 39. Even before that was 20. Like people will see that. Like dude, that's like 10 to 15 points higher than any other pitcher. Like he'll be 50% owned. It's to me. It's
all right, let's say Gavin, Gosman, and
45 plus. 45 plus.
Let's just go. Gavin, Gosman, Sanchez. Rank them, and we'll rank them in ownership.
It's easily. It's not even going to be competitive. It'll be Christopher Sanchez 1, and then it'll be a combination of Gavin and Gosman.
That's an opinion, right? It's going to be Gavin 1. This is my opinion. Once again, not a fact, right? We're not. This is just off the top of the dome. My assumptions. It's going to be Gavin 1. Christopher Sanchez 2, Gosman 3.
No,
don't say no. It's an opinion. You don't know.
Dude, I'm such an owner. I'm an ownership. It's like Mizorowski on the other side. Mizorowski was 1,000 more than Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah.
Hold on. Mizorowski was 1,000 more than Christopher Sanchez on a bigger slate, and it was still 50% owned. Christopher Sanchez is 1,000 cheaper. Christopher Sanchez is 1,000 cheaper, and there's so many stacks that are cheap today.
Let me break down the nuance for you in that slate. Mizorowski was the only guy you could play.
Yeah.
On this slate, there's far better. Listen, if Mizorowski's 11-2 on a slate where there's no other ace, Mizorowski's going to be 90% owned.
Okay, give me the ownership on Christopher Sanchez. It's got to be over 35. It's over 35 easily.
It's over 35, but all those guys are going to be 35 to 40 minimum. There's only 3 pitchers.
Listen,
if you play Soroka on this slate, come see me. And I'll give you $1,000 head-to-heads. Like, come see me because it's a mistake.
I mean, pretty much the slate I won though. It's like there's pitchers that were 35, 40% owned.
But listen, we're talking about percentage games. Play the guys like. What the other slate you thought about fading Mizorowski. This is the problem when you fade a strikeout pitcher. Their floor is so astronomically high, and their ceiling can absolutely bury you. Like if you fade a guy like that strikes out 12, you're dead. It doesn't matter. Like, oh, good, your bats went off. Like you're dead because this guy put up 40 points. So don't do that. Play strikeout pitchers. I'm in agreement. Sanchez is really the best play, but because of his cost and he's 2,000 more than both other top pitchers. My guess,
but even with those performances this season, like he's got 86 Ks, but like he's pretty much a K per 9 guy. Like a lot of his best games have been just because he's going 9 innings. Like if
that's exactly what he does, though. That's exactly he strikes guys out.
I like Christopher Sanchez a lot. I think playing him is the smart play.
I think people are more wise. Because people are more wise than you would think. So like if you're looking at game logs, you assume Sanchez. Well, what about Gavin 41 last time? Is he going to be the highest owned because he's 41? No, Gavin's going to be the highest owned because he's the cheapest of the 3, and he's arguably the best. No, let me finish. He's arguably the best strikeout pitcher of the 3. So
I agree with that.
So it's Chris. I'm gonna post it on Twitter after Christopher Sanchez is lower on the Gavin. You're not.
It won't be close. It won't be close. It's gonna
be close.
No,
it's gonna be close. That's all I have in these games. I know Phillies obviously stacks interesting. Walker Buehler's not very good. It's just gonna be a team I'm avoiding. Right, it's not a priority for me. Totally get it. On the road, Schwarber, absolute menace. Harper, Turner, any of these guys in play all day. Right. For me, it's just going to be a pass at their price. I'm focused on the Guardians. I'm focused on the Giants. We'll see. And then I'm focused on the Cardinals. But anything you got in this game?
Yeah, obviously Philly's in play. I think you can get creative with how you stack them on the road against Walker Buehler. Again, if this game's close though, and you get like a good bullpen from San Diego, you're like, this game could be pretty low scoring, and then it's not a piece you want. But it could be like the late game hammer. I'm not gonna call it late night hammer because it's gonna be at 4:10, but it could be the late game hammer that you need. I'm hoping I'm in first rolling into this game and then just sweating some pitching performances from Christopher Sanchez and Walker Buehler. But we'll see. Again,
you're gonna be sweating Sanchez as I chase you down.
No, yeah. Again, like Sanchez is a great play. You play him.
So if you want me to rank right now too, before we jump off, like the pitchers with the most risk, I think it's like Gosman's 1, Big Rig is 2, and then Sanchez is 3. Sanchez has the lowest risk. Gavin and Gosman are both far more risky, but I think Gosman has more chance to actually get blown up. So for me, I do like Gavin. I do like Sanchez. I don't know who's going to make the main build. If I go Giants, I probably should just go Sanchez there. But we'll see. TBD on that. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back to break down the Friday slate probably tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
Thursday slate is always so small. We don't really want to jump on. There's no value. I just play whoever on a small slate. play whoever, right? You need to play batters against your pitchers. You have to get different, right? That's how you win. We're more optimal builders. That's just always how we've been, and we'll build contrarian spots here and there, and that's how you won that 100K 2-3 days ago. But we'll jump back on and talk the Friday site. We're gonna talk some MMA. We'll be back for best ball weekend. Josh Jacobs TBD on his Listen, he was always a character guy, and listen, I'm always an advocate, innocent until proven guilty. It's just not a good look, obviously. You don't want to judge the guy. And listen, we saw what happened with Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was all these allegations. The girl was like, if you watch the court, she was absolutely just lying through her teeth. All right, so we just have to listen, if it comes out and he did these things, that's horrible, right? You gotta condemn him, but you gotta wait for the facts to come out. So we're so quick to judgment. Like Stephon Diggs were like, a bad guy, but that's like the girl was obviously lying, right? So it's like you hate to like
the Trevor Bauer situation is like
the Trevor Bauer situation is it's like Trevor Bauer could be pitching in the MLB, but he absolutely and he's kind of a flamboyant personality, so like he rubs people the wrong way, just the way he does things.
Yeah.
So he's just like a hard personality, but he got railroaded because another thing. And it's like, listen, domestic violence is real and it happens, but it's also like these guys are so high profile. We have to be patient and make sure the facts come out.
Yeah, because then you have shit like Ray. Was it Ray Rice? Yeah,
when you're on video, just dropping people, that's tough, right? Like you did that, right? You're gonna be
for sure. You can't do
rightfully punished, right? So, but I want to see. We'll talk best ball.
I don't like Josh Jacobs as a DFS. I mean, as best ball play anyway.
We're both lucky. We're lucky in the sense we're not drafting any Brooks. We're not drafting any Marshawn Lord, but we're also not. I have zero. I think I've drafted 40 teams. I have 0 shares of Josh Jacobs.
Don't even know if you want to draft those guys. Even if he sits, they're going to bring someone in. Someone's going to come in that's a backup somewhere else. Like I think Algier. I'm not Algier. James Conner. James Conner would be perfect.
Yeah,
James Conner. They'll bring James Conner in.
He'll be fine. I think Chris Brooks. I'm sorry. Showed last year that he's serviceable, but
Marshawn Lloyd is better, but he just got hurt.
Let me just jump in here and say that we are both high in the Packers offense passing. I think it's just gonna help the passing offense. I think you're gonna see screens of gold. I think Will's up to gold and Jacobs is gone because gold can be used in the short area game. I think it's gonna add some value to him, but that's a talk for another day. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for getting our thoughts on baseball. We'll be back, and listen, if you have any questions, just hit us up, DM us on Twitter and whatnot, but Twitter, X, whatever. But that's what we're playing, what we're doing, and how we're winning these big checks. But Taylor's got the big one, the big major. I'm getting the next one.
Yeah, I hope if it's not you, I hope it's me. So I'll be polling for you or against you.
Last thing I think I mentioned this too. It's just gonna be hammer, maybe a big 500 bet on the Cardinals money line today. At plus money, I think the Cardinals are just an absolute smash bet.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's an elite bet.
I love Jose my favorite bet of the day. It's already been placed, but
my favorite bet of the day is Jose Ramirez home run. I don't think he's hit a home run in like 15 games. Not that, and all the numbers suggest he should be hitting home runs too. It's just like
listen, I've been betting Cold Keith home run for 25 days, and
you better keep that going for the next one.
Send me the AA. I can't stop. I bet him for a home run today again. So
you gotta bet it every day because it's like at some point he'll hit. And then
plus 1,000. Listen, I'll put I'll put like 5 units on the Cardinals today, but I'll put like quarter unit on Cold Keith. I mean, it's like I want to be there when it happens.
For sure. So cool, man. Well, thanks for jumping on, and we'll be back. No more weddings, so we'll be trying to do something content-wise.
We're going to be here every day. I mean, listen, for us, it's just
we talk about it either way. Yeah, either way, we're here doing it. It's just like, do we record ourselves doing it or not? Do we go live and do it? And hopefully we can help someone else win. If anyone listens, hopefully we can help someone else there. So,
just cool, my last advice: make stands, be bold.
Yeah, for sure.
80% Jordan Walker's bold and psychotic, but be bold.
Dude, I really hope he wins you the 200K best ball.
Honestly, if the season ended now, he's my top scorer. Like he's been so good.
You want to win the tournament, dude. You want to win the best ball tournament. So.
Dude, I also just want a victory lap when I get this. Yeah,
I know you do. I know you.
I just want to look at when Jack Besh is wide receiver 1 for the Raiders. I'll be sure to share my exposure with everyone on the stream. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, later, guys.
All right, later.